here in place of slot, you will use Nuxt like this.
If you zoom in a bit.
Yeah, sure. Just one moment.
Yeah.
Can you see it properly now?
Yes.
Okay, so here instead of slot, you will use this.
Okay. Now what?
Yeah, but you will have to use like this.
You're right.
One word.
In there, you've got main. Is that what we use instead of div?
No, it's actually not mandatory. You can use div here.
Okay.
No problem. I am just trying to be semantic. You know that HTML5 has some semantic elements available for us to use. So that is why I used not main.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's
but
totally okay.
I've been doing really well. I've done the pages. I've done I did navbar, but I did the links with href.
Okay.
Not not Nuxt links. So
okay.
Yeah.
Well, if you use href, I mean the normal a tag like this, then what will happen that the page will refresh. You know?
Right.
But if you use Nuxt link, then the page will not refresh. So your user will have a very smooth transitioning from page to page.
Sure. No, I'm just telling you because I was waiting for this tutorial to sort of go to the next stage.
Okay, understood.
Other error was in you didn't install slint, did you?
No, I didn't have to install ESLint. I mean, in Nuxt 3, as I told you in last tutorial, that you will get a very minimal boilerplate.
Okay.
So there will be nothing installed by default in your project. If you need something, then you have to install it separately. Like that.
The other thing is I like using Tailwind.
Yeah.
And I installed Tailwind, and I was having too many problems. So
okay, no problem. I will show you how to use Tailwind in Nuxt 3 project. But the system in Nuxt 3 and Nuxt 2 are not same for Tailwind. That is something that you have to keep in mind.
Okay.
So I will show you the Nuxt 3 way, and I will show you some documentation where you will find help about Nuxt 2.
Sure.
Yeah. So let me just make this a little bit, side by side so that we can switch between.
Are you a graduate with degree?
No, I'm not a graduate. I actually completed my high school, 12 years education in high school. In 2006, I completed my high school.
Wow.
After
how old
that,
are you now?
I'm 33 years old. Right
okay.
now. I'm half of yours.
Right. And you learned all this after school?
Myself. Yeah, myself. I didn't study them in my school or university. Nothing like that. I learned them myself.
It's Eid on Sunday, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Eid on Sunday, exactly. So you know about it.
Well, I'm Hindu.
Okay.
But I grew up in Zambia with Muslims and
okay.
So I know Eid and Eid Mubarak and all those sort of things.
So Eid Mubarak to you. From me, Eid Mubarak to you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay. So where can we start with this? So let's
it's all up to you.
Yeah, let's start with Tailwind then. As you wanted to see how to install Tailwind, so let's start with Tailwind. But if you search something like this in Google, then you will get two links. I mean, you will get many links, but there are two links which is important for you. One is this one, which is actually coming from tailwindcss.com, the first one.
Yes.
And there will be another link which is actually from Nuxt. So you just have to use Tailwind CSS install Nuxt, you have to add Nuxt in your search result, and then you can see the second link
If you
actually
just
from NuxtJS.
if you zoom a bit.
Yeah, of course, no problem.
Because I think I've used both to thing. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So in Nuxt 3, this is the better approach is to go to in this module, I mean the Nuxt.js website, and there you just have to use this command in order to install Tailwind. So let us use this command together like this, and at the time it got installed, you just have to add this line in your nuxt.config.ts. So we have already used this file earlier in our last session. So you are already familiar with this,
yes,
right? Okay, so after app, you just have to use another property named modules, where you will include this module.
But when you install, isn't modules already available where you can insert this code?
No.
No, okay.
It's not available. No, you manually have to input this.
Okay.
Yeah. So and after that, you can use this command in order to generate a file called tailwindconfig.js. But
yes,
I prefer not to use that command. Instead, I just go to a new file and then paste that name. It's same actually. So then you have one important step that is very crucial in this setup, which is you have to go to config. From this setup, you just have to, from this page, you have to go to config, this menu item. And from here, you will copy this and paste in this file.
Sure.
Yeah, but you have to also tell module.exports. Yeah, otherwise it will not work.
Okay.
So this is the last step. Now Tailwind should work in your project, but you have to rerun the server in order to activate Tailwind.
Sure.
So let our project get generated. It got generated. Now we just have to render something in order to test that it's actually working or not. So what we can do is we can comment out this slot for the moment so that nothing comes before and after the footer and header. We can create a div here and write test like this. So as you can see, test is appearing here. So let us put one Tailwind class here and see if it works or not. Well, it didn't work in this case. So what went wrong? I think I didn't save this file earlier.
Okay.
Seems like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me rerun this server just for to be sure that we're doing everything correctly. Okay. So it refreshed and we can see that Tailwind class is working.
Yes.
Okay. So we just reiterate the steps one more time in order to make sure that you understand it properly.
Sure.
So what we did is that we went to this tailwindcss.nuxt.js.org, this website, instead of going to the Tailwind CSS default website. And then we just had this command run in our terminal.
Sure.
So this module got installed. And after that, in our Nuxt config.js, we copied this line and pasted it.
Yes.
And then we had to create one file called tailwind.config.js. There we went to config and then copied this text and we pasted it here.
Yes.
And we added module.exports at the beginning of it.
Sure.
And that actually activated Tailwind in our project.
Sure.
So this is the way you actually install Tailwind.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. So now I wanted to tell you that what you should do if you are using Nuxt 2 in case of installing Tailwind CSS. So you will do the same search again, Tailwind install Nuxt. But instead of going to the Nuxt link, you will go to the Tailwind default link. Okay. So install Tailwind CSS with Nuxt.js. Now, if we follow these steps properly, I believe that your project should work.
Okay.
I mean, out of the box.
I think I got trouble with post. Is it post CSS?
Post CSS.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that was giving me errors there. But anyway, I'll follow this, and I'll if there is any problems, we can always discuss it in the next session.
Yeah, you can discuss it in next session, and you can also send me message on Fiverr, and I will try to reply. No problem.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is the way we will use Nuxt Tailwind CSS, but in this project we are actually just copying HTML and CSS from another template.
Sure.
That's why, yeah, that's why we will not need it. So we will go back to our previous setup. Now, one thing is very important in this kind of situation where you have Bootstrap and Tailwind both available in your project, then I prefer that, or I suggest that you always choose one for your styling purposes instead of using both of them, because what happens is that many of their classes are actually same name.
Yes, there'll be conflict. So,
yeah, there will be a huge conflict. So in this case,
how do you remove Bootstrap if
yeah, if you want to remove Bootstrap, then you just have to go to Nuxt config.js. You remember that here we added one style sheet, bootstrap.min.css.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. You just have to comment out this line, and there is a relevant script as well for the Bootstrap, I believe, or maybe not.
Maybe not. No.
Yeah. If there is, I mean, if there
anything Bootstrap,
anything related to Bootstrap, you just have to remove them from here, and it will remove Bootstrap completely from your project.
Sure.
Yeah, but in this case, as we are trying to copy an existing project, so we will do the opposite. We will actually remove Tailwind CSS from here.
What about the file? Will it conflict? That Tailwind
conflict?
No.
Okay. If you comment out this line, then Tailwind is totally out from this project.
Okay.
Yeah. So now, in our last session, we actually separated our header and footer, but in between we had a lot of content.
Yeah.
So today we will actually create separate component using those HTML and CSS. So for example, that we have a spinner, which actually comes when we load this website sometimes. So we can do one thing, that we can actually cut this part, and in our components folder, this was shared, and this is not actually shared component. This is specific to this index.view file. We can
in the index, the first page.
Yeah, in the first page, correct. Or if this component, for what I'm thinking is that maybe this spinner is related to all the pages. Maybe it actually exists in other pages as well.
Okay.
In your project. In that case, it's better that we keep it in the shared folder.
Sure.
Yeah, shared folder, and we name it like spinner.view. And then we create a template again, and we paste our code. So what we will do is that, as this is a shared component, so we will not actually include that component here. Instead, we will go back to our our layout file, and
Default.
there we will import it like shared, the folder name, and then the file name.
Yeah.
So this way, the way we are actually importing component, this is also only applicable to Nuxt 3. Nuxt 2 will not work in this way. So you have to understand this. In Nuxt 2, you will have to import the component properly. So like this, in script, you have to import the component like this. Import spinner from your location. Normally, you can point out the root of your project with this @ sign.
Yes.
Then components, then shared, then spinner.view, like this.
Yes.
And then you will have to use a components object where you will register your spinner. So this is the way you have to use components in your files. When you are using Nuxt 2, you are not using Nuxt 3. And in that case, the component name in your template will be like this.
Spinner.
Yeah.
Sure.
So this is the way it should be in Nuxt 2. And I am trying to show you both ways.
Yeah. Sure.
So we go back to our Nuxt 3 setup because we are not using Nuxt 2 yet. So we will just have it here, shared and shared. Hopefully everything will work as it is without any problem.
Yes. When do you think Nuxt 3 will be launched?
Released? Yeah. Maybe another 1 or 2 months.
Okay.
They are very close to the release, but still I think it will take another 1 or 2 months to get the first version of Nuxt 3.
So conversion from Nuxt 2 to Nuxt 3?
They have some suggestion, and they have one guide in order to convert from Nuxt 2 to Nuxt 3. But this is very critical process. At the beginning, you will actually suffer a lot. I mean, if you want to upgrade from Nuxt 2 to Nuxt 3, then it's actually very, very critical process. And without some experience in Nuxt 3 already, Nuxt 2 and Nuxt 3 already, you will actually have a hard time doing that.
Okay.
Yeah, because I already did this in a couple of projects, and this was really, really, frustrating.
Okay.
So now we will remove the carousel from the index. So we just cut the HTML and CSS from here, and here we will create another folder named homepage, as this is our homepage. And there we will create one view file called carousel.view, and we will create a template and paste our code. So we are good to go. And now if we come back to our page, something should be missing from here, but I'm not sure which part is missing, because I didn't see the carousel in action so far.
Yeah. Is it when you load? I'm not sure.
No, it's not.
I've got a delivery coming around 11 o'clock.
Okay.
So I may disturb this tutorial for 5-10 minutes. Is that all right?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
Not a problem at all. Yeah.
Just
let me know when you have to leave.
My food gets delivered every Friday, 11 o'clock GMT.
Wow. So now in order to include this, you just have to, same way, you will tell home page, and then the file name, which is carousel. We named it carousel, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then like this. And there should be no problem in the page because we are not sure what this carousel means.
Certainly.
Okay. Yeah. So now the facts part, we will also cut this.
What was that? What was that you cut?
The facts part. Let me undo.
Control Z. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. So once I can see that the top part is gone now.
Yes.
On the website. So
that's also in home page, home folder.
Yeah, because it's the same file. It's in the same file. So here is our facts.view file. So carousel was on the top and then facts. So we will just below homepage carousel, we will actually, it's actually auto suggesting me.
Yeah.
So you just have to type.
It is a paid version, isn't it? You can't get a free version.
No, it is a paid version. It is actually called GitHub Copilot.
Yeah.
So if
I installed it, but it kept on asking me
for money. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I actually had the opportunity to use it in the trial period when this was not released.
Wow.
Yeah. So I got already used to with it. That's why I thought that it's a good idea to pay them some money to get these benefits.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now if we go back to our website and refresh, we should see that part again. Yeah. Now the third part is about us. So we have about start from here and about end here. We are going to cut this part. And if we save it, we will see that this part is gone.
Yes.
So in home page, we will get another file, and this time we'll name it about.view. Take a template again and paste it. So actually, it's quite easy. I mean, if you understand it, it's not that difficult.
Yes.
Yeah. So as soon as I save, the about part should come back. Then we have the best bakery in your city. So we go to product start. Product start means maybe this part and also this part. The best bakery. Yeah, this is the line.
Yes.
So we just copy it. Then we can name it any way we want. Maybe we can name it like best bakery dot view, like that. And then a template inside that. Copy it. And here, just say home page, and then best, and then bakery, like this. So this part should be there still. And it's there.
About work.
Yeah.
Have you got a lot of work, or can somebody send you work?
No, I for last 2 years actually, I mean since last 2 years I have been actually doing full-time freelancing.
Yeah.
So my most of the work were actually coming from Fiverr, same as you are giving me work now.
Yeah, but
so
if
yeah.
I know somebody in India who's got a company, and they do WordPress, they do Laravel, and they do Nuxt and Vue projects. They asked me if I knew anybody who was interested in extra work. So that was my question. If they have extra work.
Yeah. Yeah, actually what happened that just recently, I mean from
You're,
this 1st of July,
you're working.
I joined a full-time work.
Yeah. So you don't have time for
Yeah,
freelancing.
now I don't have. Yeah, I mean maybe 1 month back I had, but now I don't.
No, it's if they do ask, I, because there's somebody who I learned Laravel with.
Yeah.
I found him a job. He may have a job in India with this company.
Yeah, I understand. I understand. Right now, actually, I'm unable to take any new,
Yeah.
new task or new job. I have my plate full at the moment.
Yeah. I thought I'd just ask.
Yeah, no, thank you so much. This I really appreciate that. So your delivery already arrived. Whenever
No,
you
it
need
will
to
be,
take the break, just let me know.
no, yeah, I'll let you know because they will buzz the thing and I'll.
Okay, I understand. So now we are going to separate this part, which is the bakery products. Okay. So let's call it bakery products so that we understand what this file contains. Bakery products, and then template, and we copy our content here. Now here we will say home page and then bakery products.
The language you use in there, it's concatenate. What is it called? Concatenate. The capital.
Concatenate.
Is it concatenate?
The language.
Yeah.
You
home.
mean this language?
Yeah. Capital. Home.
Yeah. Well, it's actually not. It's this is called actually camel case.
Camel case.
I mean, yeah,
now,
but this is not camel case actually. In camel case, you have first letter, small letter.
Right.
But in this case, first letter is also
capital.
Capital letter. So this is not camel case. There's a very nice name of it. I think it's called Pascal case.
Yeah, Pascal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you use anything different, it won't work, will it?
In this case, it will not work because your homepage name has capital letter at the beginning. But if you rename it with small letter, then it will work.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So next part is we have already cut this part. Now our services. No, this is our team. Then what we actually cut last time?
Products.
Our services. Okay, that was not products. That was actually our services.
Right.
As you can see, our services. So I think we should rename this in order to keep consistency.
Yes.
To our or only services. That would be services. So now it will not work if we do not rectify this here. So we say services. I think everything is working as before without any problem. Okay, now is our team. Okay, so we will cut this part and say team dot view, then template. Now we'll say home page. Image there. Now is client review, testimonial. And here testimonial starts, and this is the last part.
Yeah.
So we will name a file named testimonial.view, then template, save.
Even the view templates, the name of the view, you have capital about, but in pages you have lowercase.
Yeah, the reason is that in components, these are not actually your routes. These are your
Okay.
internal files. But in
Okay.
pages, these are your routes.
Routes.
And
Okay.
as we know that routes are always,
Yeah.
initialized with lowercase. That's the
Yeah.
reason.
Okay.
Yeah. So as you can see, your index file is now so nicely organized. You have everything in separate files.
Yeah.
So this is the benefit of using Nuxt or any similar framework. We don't need it. So we have successfully actually shifted one page totally to our Nuxt 3 project and separated the contents. Now there are some built-in features available in Nuxt, the JavaScript features that you should be familiar with. And I am not sure how much you know about it, but I still thought I think that I still should show you.
Okay.
Yeah, for example, that this area, we
Yes.
have total 4 boxes. So what we can
Yes.
do is that we can actually use a for loop in order to render these 4 boxes.
Okay.
So in HTML and CSS, we will have only one box. We will use that same HTML and CSS in order to render 4 of them.
Okay.
Using a little help from JavaScript. So that's what I wanted to show you. Here, as you can see, that this div, they are actually all same.
Yes.
Same class, same element, everything same. So in this case, what you can do is that in Nuxt 3, you can set up a script. You don't need this. You just have to write setup here.
Okay.
This will turn this script into a composition API. So
Yeah.
in Nuxt 3, we have the opportunity to use composition API by
Composition,
default. Yeah, by default. So here you will just say const facts equal to an array where there will be an object, and we'll, for example, name these objects like we already have some suggestions, but I would like to type it to show you. So icon, an empty string, then title, an empty string, and then count, maybe count, yeah, count a number, maybe 0. So this is the structure. This will be the structure of our yeah. So here what we'll do is this, as we can see that here the icon is actually getting generated from some classes.
Yeah.
These classes are coming from Fontosum. So what we will do is that we will cut this class and put it here. And then we will cut this text and put it here in title.
Yeah.
And this number and put this here in the count. Now what we can do is that we can actually delete this div.
Yes.
Yeah. Next, what we will do is that we will create another copy of it. We will just minimize the first one. Now we will cut these classes from here and replace this content like this. The title is total products. So we will use total products here. And the count is 135. So put it 135. But there's one thing we are not doing correct, which is this should go above this object. Otherwise, the order will not not be maintained.
Okay.
Yeah. So
yes. Yeah. I understand.
Yeah. So now we go to the other one, the upper one, and we just duplicated this object. So we will edit the first one so that it's actually at the top.
Yes.
Okay. So I can see that actually only these two things are different in all these classes. Other things are common. FA4X, text primary, MB4 are common. So you don't have to copy everything. You can do like this, and then do like this, and then we can do like this. So this div, you can get rid of this div as well. So you see how small your component now got.
Yes.
Yeah, this is the advantage of using something like Nuxt or React or as well, like that.
I tried React in February. It was very difficult. I just stopped.
Yeah, the learning curve for Vue is a little bit easier than React and as well. Yeah. Okay. So now we are not going to delete it because we are going to use this div in order to render our render our things. So what we'll do is that this div is the div which should be rendered multiple times. That's why in this div we will use a v4 and we will say in facts. So facts is the array, our array. And here we will say item, comma, I. We need another property which is named key, and we'll pass I here. So by I, we are actually taking the index of these items and then passing that index as key property to the for loop. Now in this class, what we can do is make it dynamic with this colon and then say item dot icon, like that.
Right. Okay. Yes.
Yeah. And here we can use the Mustache syntax and we can say item dot title, like this. And in count, we can say item dot count. Like if we save it and refresh our page, we should still see that 4 div, but they are actually one by one, appearing one by one instead of
inline.
Yeah, inline, and they are not inline. We have to see what happened here.
Is it flex? I don't know.
No, this is not flex. I mean, something got modified while we are working. We just have to find out what got modified. Here, there should be 3 columns. So you can see. Let's refresh it. Still don't see the changes. Okay, let me bring the original HTML file here and then compare it. So we say add folder to workspace, local template, and then this will be there. We go to index and we go to navbar, carousel, text start. So we had this div. Oh, sorry. I actually put the for loop in wrong place.
Okay. Give me a few minutes. The delivery.
Yeah, sure, please.
Sorry about that.
No, it's okay.
Hello, I'm back.
Oh, so quick.
Yeah, just moving bags. So they don't come.
Oh,
They don't come indoors. They just leave it at the door.
oh, okay. Nice.
I order once a week, every Friday. This time.
Okay. Oh, so this is, I mean, this food is for your business or your personal?
No, my food for the week.
Oh, food for the week. So every week you order food once and then
Once
you use that rest of the week.
I put it in the freezer, and if
Okay.
I cook chicken curry or something like that,
Yeah.
because I live on my own. I live on my
Okay.
own, so
Oh,
I cook a large amount, put it in the freezer.
okay. And then you just warm them up and you eat.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Easy life.
okay,
Wow.
the four V4. What
Yeah,
did you
the
say?
V4. Yeah, it was, the problem is that I put it on the wrong div. So
Okay.
actually this, yeah, the div before that, this div should have been repeated, but I actually repeated the div inside it.
Okay.
That's the
Okay.
problem. So I just moved the for loop to the upper div, and now if I save it, this should work. And as we
Yes.
can see, it's actually working. So you can see that amazing amount of code has been, removed from here.
Removed. Yes.
Yeah. So this is the benefit of using Nuxt, and we can use the same formula in order to minimize the code in this component. I can already see that they are actually same. So their HTML will be also same.
Yes.
I believe we just have to use a V4 in order to render these three items.
Okay.
And then we can also do the same here.
Yeah.
And we can also no, these are the three areas where we can actually use that feature. So I would like to do this one for you, and
I'll do that. I'll
that.
try that. I'll practice. I'll leave it for the moment. I'll practice this too as well. And if I have problems, we'll go over it again.
Okay, understood.
Next week.
No problem. Yeah, no problem. So now then what we can do now?
Navbar.
Okay, navbar is already there. So in our shared component, we have header.
The links to pages.
Yeah, to pages, the links to the pages. Now we have to be careful about the links, because if we have to understand which is our internal link and which is our external link, and accordingly we will have to assign the correct tag for them. So if they are external link, then we will use the a tag, the normal anchor tag that we have. And if it is not an external link, then in that case we have to use the Nuxt link component.
Yeah.
In our file.
Right.
So let me bring another page from your project here. For example, that we have contact here. We can see this is also a very long page. Let me see if we have something shorter, smaller. Okay, let's bring the contact one.
The contact, the top will be, we can remove that, can't we, and just put
yeah, exactly. So what we will do is that we will copy everything from this body. We'll remove it, and now in our project, our actual Nuxt 3 project, we will create one file called contact.view, like that.
Right.
Here we will use a template, and there we will just copy it, but we will remove the body tag here. Instead of body, we will say something like div.
Yeah.
Okay. So as we know that this spinner is already there.
Yeah.
So we don't need it. We'll remove it from here. It's our shared component. This top bar is also our shared component. We don't need it. This nav bar, this is also our shared component. So we don't need it. So the page actually starts from here.
Yes.
Okay, so we will go down and we'll find the footer from here, because footer is also a shared component.
Yes.
And we don't need that. So this copyright and footer, we'll remove it from here. Then this back to top, this is also not needed. And this JavaScript files, this is also not needed. So these are the actual content of this
Yes.
page. Now, if we go to contact here, like this, contact, and press enter, we should find a contact page, but I think we have to restart the server. Okay, we just restarted the server. We refresh it, and
yes.
we have the contact us page.
Yes.
It's nicely working. So now let's go to our nav bar again, and this is one of our internal link.
Yes.
This page lives inside our project. So what we will do is that in the header where we have contact, let's find out contact. The header, career, home, terms, privacy, contact. We don't have contact.
It's on there.
Where?
After
There.
page.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so this is actually here. This is the link. So we will turn this into Nuxt link. Like this. This href will become 2.
2. Right.
Yeah. And then Nuxt link. Like that.
You've got that contact HTML. Do we remove that?
Yeah, no. Yeah, we have to remove it, and we just have to add a slash before it. Like that. If we now refresh it and go to home, we don't have index.html here. We will fix that as well. So here, if we go to contact, here is the contact person. You see how fast it actually appeared. So this is the way you will actually add your links, internal links in your website. Now for this part, this logo, when we click this logo, we should, or when we click this home, we should come back to our home page. Let's fix that. So here we will also say Nuxt link, and this href will become 2. we will say slash here, and this will become also Nuxt link. Yeah, so now home will work, and let's find our logo. Where is our logo? This backer.
Must be on top.
This one.
Okay.
This is the, yeah, and here is also a link you can see. So we'll turn this into Nuxt link again. Nuxt link, and this href will be 2, and this should be slash. So now if we go to contact, if we are already in contact, if we click on backer, we are in the home page again.
Home page.
Yeah, and if we click on contact, we are in contact page again. If we click this home, we are also in
Why
the home
is
page.
that home, Baker home, why is it white background?
I am not sure. I mean, the person who built this HTML, maybe he put something behind.
Okay,
and,
okay.
I'm not sure why it's not appearing. I mean, maybe as we were talking about this carousel, you remember that carousel, owl carousel?
Yes.
I think this, I mean, there was something in this page which should have appeared at the top, but it's not actually appearing here because of, I mean, for, I mean, some kind of unknown reason.
Okay.
But it seems like there was a carousel. I mean, there's a slider with some image and everything. But that's not actually appearing here. So
Right.
what's happening? What I can understand from here is that this is a third-party library, the owl carousel. So a script tag were used in order to, in order to make this functional, which we actually imported here. This owl carousel.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and there was a CSS also for this, as far as I remember. CSS. This one, our carousel.min.css. So in our context, our new context, I think this is not working.
Okay.
So we will have to find the next version of our carousel and then implement this.
Okay.
Right. So we will do that in another class.
Yeah.
In future, we will do that. We will use a third-party library and implement this carousel. Okay.
Your hours up, I think.
No, it's not about my hours. I think. I mean, if you have any question, then you can ask me. No problem.
No.
I'm not actually finding anything that I can show you right now.
Yeah. Right. What do we do next week?
Next week, you practice, and when you practice, you will have a lot of questions in your mind. And if you are not able to solve them yourself, then I suggest that you take a note of them and keep them for me so that I can answer you and or explain you.
Can you?
Next week we can, yeah. Next week we can also try to implement this owl carousel in our index.html page.
If you go to contact.
Yeah.
Contact page.
Yeah.
Can we do the form? How to change it? You know, when submit and all that. How to make it?
we can also do that. Yes.
If we
can do some validation.
Yeah. If we do that next week.
That would be also nice. No problem.
Yeah.
I mean, it's better that I mean, you already have some idea about Vue and Nuxt, which is a very good thing. So what I prefer that you decide about topics, that in this class we will discuss about these things, and I will try to explain you those things clearly so that you understand. And apart from that, I will the natural flow that when we build a website, for example, that we are actually copying the content from this template to our new project. And so this is something natural, which is actually that have some steps involved, that you have to do this fast and then this step, then this step. This is I will show you normally, because I know that you will have to know them in order to build a Nuxt project. For example, last class and this class, you actually didn't have to give me any topic to discuss.
No.
I knew exactly what I have to teach you.
Yeah. No,
But now, now things are becoming as what I believe is that now all these pages you have the capacity to ship them to our new project.
Yeah. The other thing is, where are the images stored?
Images, images, we have actually two ways. That is a very good question. I mean, if you ask this kind of question, it's easier for me to explain you. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
So so in your earlier project, you had images in a public folder. So by public folder, I mean that if I type here the image URL, after that, if I type here the image URL, it will be available immediately,
Yeah.
So in your earlier project, this was a public folder. So this is why I have kept your images in the public folder in our Nuxt project.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is the reason why the images are actually already working. As you can see that this image is coming.
Because in Nuxt 2, it's different.
No, in Nuxt 3 and Nuxt 2, we actually use a different technique to import images. What we will do
in Nuxt 2, I had to create assets folder.
Here also in Nuxt 3 also you will have to create a asset folder.
Okay.
But you have both ways of implementing images in your system. So you can use assets folder or you can use the public folder. Both are okay. I mean, none of them is a wrong way. Both of them are correct.
So that public, you can name it as assets as well in Nuxt 3, can you?
No. Public folder is a very specific folder. If you put anything in this folder, that will be public. So anybody can type the URL of that file and they will be able to you find it. For example, that this about one.jpg, we have it under img folder, correct?
Yes.
So let's try to grab that file from here. If I type img and then I type about one.jpg, you will see that image appear.
Okay.
Now let's create a assets folder here in order to show you how this works. So assets folder, and now let's copy this image from here to here. So we have this image in assets folder as well. But if you type here like instead of images, if you type here assets, this image will not appear. You will find something like a 404 page.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So in order to use images from assets folder, you have to import them in your components.
Yeah.
So let me show you a demo of this. Then you will understand it better. For example, that in our project, in contact us, we have one image. So let's find which image has been used here. In contact, if we go to the HTML, we will definitely find the image somewhere.
That's a background.
That seems to be a background image. Yeah, but which class it is? Let us find that class. Page header. Maybe page header class is the class where this image lives. If I remove it and then save it, we don't have the image.
Yeah.
See? Okay. So what we will do is that we will find this class in your CSS file.
Yeah.
So this was named page header.
There. Yeah.
And here we have a image like this. So let me copy this file, this class from here, and then come back to contact.view. here what we will do is that at the end we will create a style tag and it will be scoped. There we will paste this class. Okay.
Yes.
Now if we want to, there are two ways you can use this image. Now one is, if you want to use it from the public folder, then you have to type like this /img/ the image name.
Yeah.
Let me see the image name again. It was carousel1.jpg. Carousel1.jpg. Let me copy it. So carousel1.jpg. This is one way you can implement, and as you can
Yes.
see that the image actually appeared, right? In order to make sure that this image appeared, let us delete this image from the public folder. So I just deleted that image, the carousel1 image, from the public folder. So if this image is rendering here, that means that this image is coming from coming from somewhere else.
Yeah.
And here, as we told this, you should look for this image in public folder, and it is not finding that folder, so we don't see the image.
Yes. Yes.
Now if you want, but we have the we have already deleted it, I think. Yeah, we have deleted it. Now in the assets folder we have about one. Let's render this image instead of that carousel one. So what we will have to do is that you will have to use this sign, this tilde sign.
Yes, tilde.
Then assets, then about one dot jpg.
Yeah.
Now if you refresh, that image should be there. Well, I think we should use a template string in order to render it. What's happening? Let's see what's happening here in the dev tools. We can see that this image didn't got imported.
There.
Yeah.
Forward
I actually
slash.
forgot that. Yeah, forward slash. Yeah. So this image is now available, and now if we go here and see this image, it's as you can see that it's actually coming from a folder called Nuxt.
Right.
Yeah. So Nuxt is actually processed that. Nuxt has already processed that image and made a copy for you, publicly available copy for you, like that. You understand? So that's the difference between using image from public folder and using image from your assets directory. Now there's another important thing that I should show you in this case. For example, that think that this image doesn't exist in your class. Rather, you want to use that image here somewhere in your template. So how you are gonna do that? Thing is that you have to actually create a script tag like this, and here you have to import it. Import image from your location in the assets folder. Now the place where you are going to use that image, like this, at that place you will bind it to that image and it will work. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, but you just in that thing you just import, you don't do anything else.
No, you don't have to do anything else. If you use setup, script setup, then you have to you don't have to use anything else. If you use, yeah, if you import it and then use the variable name, it's okay. I mean, it's already enough.
Yeah.
And that image should appear somewhere in this page. Yeah. As you can see, that image is here.
Yeah.
So here you have to import the image if you want to use in the template, but in CSS you don't have to import the image. You just have to use the URL to the image, and Nuxt will automatically import it and use it in the proper place like that.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So you have total 3 ways to use images. Just to summarize the thing, one is if you put your image in public folder, then you don't have to do anything. You just point your image name like this without any relative URL thing. You just use the slash sign and then the image path. For example, here it will be like img and then like this.
Yeah.
Correct. But if you want, and you can use the same way in your template as well. So you don't have to do anything else. You don't have to import that image. You don't have to do anything extra in order to render that image. If you put in your public folder, but if you put in your assets folder, then you must import it and then use that imported variable as image source in your template like that.
Wonderful.
And if you want to use it in your style declaration, then you just have to point it to the directory where the assets directory where that image lives, and it will automatically import the image for you like that.
Okay, that background size cover, that's you just copied that from the top and pasted there. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I just everything here actually just copied from the style file that we had from this project, and I just copied that class here.
Okay. Yeah. Wonderful.
Perfect.
That was exhausting.
Yeah,
but
it's a little bit critical, but it's easy if you, I mean, if it clicks on your mind, then it's actually very easy.
Yeah, the thing is that I need to practice over and over again.
Yeah,
to get things. So anywhere
you are stuck, you know where to find me.
Yeah, just before. Oh, you said Nuxt. I need to use Nuxt in that instead of slot.
Yeah.
The very
in Nuxt too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.